How much should I snatch and clean and jerk if I back squat this much? This is a question I get a lot, and there isn't a simple formulaic answer. It depends on your own strengths and weaknesses, along with a lot of traits that you have no control over. You'll have bigger competition lifts relative to your squat if you are explosive, technically proficient, experienced in weightlifting, and naturally athletic, i.e., coordinated, good at motor skill development, etc. You'll have a bigger gap between your competition lifts and your squats if you are not very explosive, but possibly still very strong, not technically proficient, new to weightlifting, or not naturally athletic. Obviously, being strong helps with weightlifting. It's a strength sport. But the goal is finding the right balance between general strength and the ability to apply it to the snatch and clean and jerk, because it's not always a parallel relationship. Having enormous differences between your competition lifts and squats after the beginner stage, however, is indicative of a problem, such as not being technically sound or even just being inflexible. As a very loose guideline, I would like to see the back squat be about 125 to 135% of the clean, and the snatch about 78 to 83% of the clean and jerk. The benefit of having an even larger back squat will be generally easier snatches and clean and jerks at a given weight. But then that might arguably mean those snatch and clean and jerk weights should be heavier. The snatch may fall below the range relative to the clean and jerk if the athlete is short-limbed, especially the arms, the athlete has poor snatch bottom position mobility, the athlete's body weight is high for his or her height, the athlete is less explosive than strong, or the athlete has anatomically limited elbow extension. The snatch may fall above the range relative to the clean and jerk if the athlete is tall and/or long-limbed, the athlete's body weight is too low for his or her height, the athlete is more explosive than strong, or the athlete's squat strength is limited. Some of these, of course, can't be fixed. If you have long arms, for example, you just have long arms. Others, such as improper body weight for height or flexibility, can be addressed through training and nutrition. If you fall outside a range, don't panic. Figure out why so you can determine if it's actually a problem or the expected result of some kind of natural trait. The solution is to look at each athlete individually and try to decide what is really holding them back at any given point. Are they technically sound and fast and lifting a large percentage of their squat weights? Then emphasizing increasing squat strength is a good strategy. Are they really strong squatters who aren't snatching and clean and jerking as much relatively? Then emphasizing technique, speed, and maybe pulling strength is a more appropriate strategy. Are both snatch and clean and jerk low despite apparently solid technique, mobility, and speed? Maybe the lifter is lacking confidence and focus. And of course, the total is what truly matters in the sport of weightlifting. How an athlete makes it is irrelevant. If a lifter's total is progressing satisfactorily over time and existing gaps are not increasing, then there's no use losing sleep over imperfect relationships among the lifts. This is not to say that programming can't be adjusted to gradually nudge the numbers closer to optimal, but it can be a subtle process over the long term rather than drastic remediation. Bottom line, don't get too hung up on relative numbers to any precise degree. Instead, use them as one of many diagnostic tools to help guide your program design for each individual.